Hey y'all, we back. Y'all forgive me. I had to grab a mouthful of food. I had to grab a baby and grab a mouthful of food. So thank y'all for coming back in so we can sit down and have our crown therapy for today. Let's see who made it in. Tina, Jam. All right, my sister Egypt is here. M Joy L. All right. AVL, how you doing? Plum, Serafina, how you doing? I'm so happy to see you. I remember you from the UK. Mm-hmm. Very good to see you. Essence, how you doing? Zoe, how you doing, homegirl? MR Spiller, hey there. Listen, I'm so glad y'all made it. And for those of you who were here for our Good Afternoon Royals, thank you so much. This 504 girl, good to see you. Mother of Diamonds, my good sis in New York. TJ Ray, how you doing? Listen, y'all, I don't know if everybody gonna make it back. I hope they do. If they don't, we'll talk with who's here and we'll go over what we got happening. First things first, I want to make sure that I impress upon you all to hit that like button. Please help me out by hitting the like button if you can. It means a whole lot to me. If you will. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Share the video if you get an opportunity to do so. And if you want to join channel membership, all of that information, I'm going to add that right now to the description box below the video. I did have to make the live in a quick hurry, so I didn't have a lot of time to add in all the links, but I'm doing that right now. Let me see who else came in. Evangelist, how you doing? All right, TJ Ray say you hitting that like button right now. That's right. Y'all look out for me. Please have my back. Jaded, my bubby is here. I love you so much. Because today, y'all, I'm glad y'all here. I'm glad people are slowly coming in. Because we're going to talk about how y'all really doing. Sharon Stanley, how you doing? Girl, it's good to see you. It's very important that we have these chats, these little talks. And the truth of the matter is, we want to talk about how y'all really, and I mean really doing, learning to love myself. Good to see you too. See, apparently, I'm included in this number. So it's not just any and everybody, pointing fingers at other folks. I'm in the number too. Oh, my baby is here, my Evie. Y'all tell the big baby hey. So, when we start talking about how we're really doing, Marva, hey Marva CB, is when I say how you really doing, I want to talk about how we're really doing. Y'all know we have a bad habit, me included. I'm pointing at me too. The finger's pointing at me. When we say, somebody asks us how we're doing, even when it's people that we know care about us, y'all, they say how we doing, what we say, oh, I'm fine. And sometimes, oh, I'm fine ain't the truth. And we need to talk about how we're really doing and talk about the difference. Hey, DS, the difference in really being fine and not being okay. And then also the difference in saying that you're not okay and not falling into victimhood. Hey, JC, how you doing? Because we don't want to fall into that. And I think we all know people who indulge in victimhood. They're not comfortable just saying that they're okay. Some people, even when they are okay, they're not going to be okay. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Everybody knows somebody like that. Everybody does. And I know you do. Because I know a few people like that. You better not ask them jokers how they doing. Hey, Angie, you made it in? Okay, wonderful. And I did go ahead and add all the links. So if y'all are looking for membership links, if you're looking for a list of our sister channels, all that has been added to the description box. If you don't see it right there, you may have to go out and come back in and then you'll see it. S. Collins, how you doing? I'm so glad to see y'all coming in because this is one of those talks that we need to have. It's a positive chat, but this is crown therapy, on Fridays where we start looking at ourselves as much as everybody else and finding the things that actually fulfill us and make us feel better, not just taking on things that make us feel bad and not getting into trauma all the time. Evangelist and trauma bonding. PBH, how you doing? It's so good to see you. DGF 627, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, folks coming on in. Say, hey now. That's what I'm talking about. DT, you back? Tay, you here? Hey, Lauren Frazier. Chats with C. Oh, all my kinfolk sliding in the door. All right, happy Friday to you too. Chats with C, how you doing? You say it's good to say I'm not fine. That's right. If you're not fine, say you're not fine. Why are you saying you fine when you ain't fine? Say something. Hey, Samaj, love you, baby. So this is the thing, y'all. I first want to get into the victimhood of a thing. You about to get the test, Miss Sharon? Well, we're gonna be praying for you. I'm praying that you ain't got none of that stuff. Ain't none of that going on. Brown Skin Beauty, how you doing? All right. Michelle Jenkins, how you doing, girl? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Stephanie Collins, how you doing? Says, I've been meaning to tell you how much I like your initials. Aw, y'all got the same initials. That's so cute. I know what you miss so much, and I love you more. You don't love me more than I love you. I love you more. You birthday weekend turn up time. All right, well, go on turn up. Drink one for me too, because I think I need to take it easy on my throat. I've been trying to drink my tea and stuff and be a good girl so I can keep talking with y'all as much as I can. Said, I'm glad I leave my cushion on the porch. That's right. Just leave it out there, girl, where you can come back and sit down. You just received your first jab. Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna be praying that everything goes well and nothing goes wrong. Okay. Yeah, y'all tell Chats with C happy birthday, please. Let her know that y'all appreciate her and you wanna wish her a very, very, very happy birthday. So now, when I start talking about victimhood, I'm not saying that everybody who is honest about not having a great day or not being in good shape is a victim, because that's not the case. Okay? That's not the case at all. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to say, you know what, I'm not doing good right now. If you're not in a good place, you should be safe with the people around you, or you need to surround yourself with people you can be safe with to let them know, hey, Kika Kika Pop, your name gets me every time. Is that Kiaka Pop? Kia Coco Pop? Kia Coco Pop. I think I figured it out. Aha. Gotcha. 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 All right. Did I get it right, Kia? Every time I see your name, I mess it up, but I think I got it now. Kia Coco Pop. Okay. Yes, yes. I'm glad you guys are back. So this is the thing, right? You should be around people that make you feel safe to say that you are not okay. There are going to be some times when you're not good, and there's some people who do like to complain. And I want us to know the difference with that. I want us to understand the difference. I want us to be able to identify when you have a person who exhibits that behavior. I don't want to say toxic because people use that term way too loosely for me. Okay, and I don't want to use it because it's not always that they're being toxic. Some people just have developed a very bad habit of attention seeking, hey Nikki, in the form of complaining about their lives. Some people are chronic complainers. Y'all know some folks like that? Do y'all know some people like that are just chronic complainers? Put a one in the chat if you know at least one chronic complainer, because I want to make sure we identify who they are so that we know that that's not what we're talking about. Hey, Druzy, how you doing, girl? Let me see a one in the chat if you know at least one chronic complainer in your life or in your circle. Hey, Levon, how are you? Yes, girl, they're giving you all the love for the birthday. Yes. So I see some ones. I see a lot of ones. So y'all know some chronic complainers. Y'all know there's some people that you cannot, yes, it is misused and overused to death, right? To death. Um, and it is sometimes it is hard to tell, Serafina. So we want to make sure that I'm doing pretty good. I'm holding. I'm holding. We want to make sure. Hey, Jean Marie. All right. Hey, sister, the vanilla one. How you doing? Want to make sure that we know the difference and identify them. Chronic complainers sometimes are people that are in our family. They're people we love. They're people that we're close to and we care about. And if you're not careful, you will find yourself swept up in trying to solve problems that are not really problems. One of the first ways to know you're dealing with a chronic complainer, hey Queen Paradise, one of the ways you can know that you're dealing with a chronic complainer is when you try to find solutions and you notice that they're not really interested in the solution to what's going on. They're more interested in being able to complain about it. Let me say that again because I want to make sure we get that out there, right? We have to, yes, so the pity party people, we have to make sure that we're noticing if the person is more interested in complaining than finding a solution or even hearing a solution to the problem that they're complaining about. Yes, Dana, energy drainers. These people sometimes can be energy vampires, okay? I'm glad you caught it too, Levon. I'm glad you made it in. So happy to see you. Kennedy Monroe, good to see you, girl. I'm glad y'all here. So these are the things we want to pay attention to. When you're sitting there and let's just say they come to you, oh, well, this is happening. Okay, girl, well, let's fix it. And they never want to hear the fix to the problem. Sometimes they will just keep talking past the fix because they're more interested in being able to complain about what's not right rather than to make it right. That's somebody who is most definitely a chronic complainer. You might want to distance yourself if you know, like I know. And what you say, MJL, some people are not happy 24/7, and a darn thing you can do. And you have to accept that you can care about them and love them, but you better love yourself more. And don't indulge and don't allow them to drown you in their negativity. Okay? So notice that. Another mark of a chronic complainer, hey Talandria, is that these folks, well, no matter what you do, you can't make them happy. If you give them $1,000,000, they're gonna complain that you didn't give them 1,000,001. Hey Doree, how you doing, sister? And so, the chronic complainers, that's not what I'm talking about. Yes, it will. It will, evangelist. It will begin to wear on you, on your nerves, on your energy stores, and everything else, and your emotional stores. Because we have to budget our energy and our emotions, and we have to determine whether somebody that you're giving your emotions and your energy to, whether they warrant that, because you definitely should budget it. It's not an unlimited resource. Your energy, know your emotions are unlimited resources. Okay, so you have to at some point realize that, hey, certain interactions you just shouldn't engage in, and you have to ask yourself, can I afford to give my energy to this situation? Can I afford to give my emotions to this situation? Jaja says if they accept your solution, they no longer can stand on sympathy. They'll ignore the answers so they can continue to get the prizes of being a victim. Exactly. And there are some people that become addicted to the energy, to the victimhood and the sympathy. There's a payoff. And I mentioned before about the payoff, even in sometimes, and I know this is a little bit of a sidebar, but I'm not going to go too far off topic because y'all know I try to stay on as much as I can. Hey, Sasha T. But there are some people who have a habit of accepting abuse, accepting even bad situations. And y'all know some of these people, they're in bad relationships, bad situations, and they will stay in it because there is a payoff. And the payoff for some people is that they're able to be victims. It's very difficult to be a victim unless you have a villain in your story. I'm going to say it again. It's very difficult to be a victim unless there is a villain in their story. So that's why we see some people, and I think it's subconscious. I don't believe that it's conscious in most of them. I don't think they wake up and it's like, I sure hope he beat me up today so I can go tell people, look what he did to me. I don't believe it's a conscious choice. I think it's something that they do based on another deficit that they have. At some point they receive positive stimulus, either love, support, gifts, sometimes monetary support. They receive hugs and love and attention, or some people just want to be acknowledged. They've been ignored in their life, and then by being a victim, now they're no longer invisible. All of these things, right? So when this happens, it gives them a positive stimuli, even though it's coming because of a negative reason, and they will sit there and they'll actually indulge in it so that they can continue to get that payoff. Brother-in-law, how you doing? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you supporting the stream, and I appreciate you stopping by, because we're talking about the difference between chronic complainers and then us just being honest about not being okay. And I want us to be okay with not being okay. So we're getting into it. Yes, Jaja says some of these people create circumstances just to get rescued, the attention. And we have to beware of attention seekers. Levon says, I know people like that, professional victims, shaking my head. I even dated one. Have mercy. Oh, man. That's dangerous. I dated one of them people, too. Hell, I dated a couple of them people back when I was coaching. I ain't coaching no more, but when I was coaching, I really remember that. And my baby says dealing with those people will make you cold. They will. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it goes back to those emotional stores and those energy stores. Remember, your energy nor your emotions are unlimited resources. At a certain point, you will run out. And when you run out of your emotional stores, guess what happens? You no longer have emotions to give. So then you do come across as cold to people because you have literally depleted your emotional stores. So now you got to build yourself back up again, which is why it's important to look, recognize, acknowledge, and identify people who have those tendencies to be chronic complainers, and they can become very vampiric with your energy. So you got to be very, very careful. Okay, very careful. Now that we got that out the way, and we talked about the bad behaviors, the vampiric behaviors, let's talk about the things that we don't do that actually becomes dangerous to ourselves. That I'm okay syndrome. And we do it sometimes not even thinking about it. It's almost an afterthought where we literally have a habit of just saying, I'm okay. I'm okay. How you doing, girl? Oh, I'm all right. And the church crew, what y'all like to say? Oh, I'm blessed. We know you're blessed. You're still breathing. But how are you doing? And then we need to look at, before we get too deep into it, do you feel safe in your circle, be it friends, family, loved ones, romantic acquaintances? Do you feel safe in your circle being open and vulnerable and saying, I'm not okay? Hey, Adam Harris, I'm glad you're here. You're very welcome. You're highly welcome, okay? Lynette says, I say that all the time. I'm okay, but sometimes I'm not. That's what I'm getting to. We need to make sure, first of all, that you're in a surrounding and you're with people that make, yep, that's right. I know y'all be talking about, I'm blessed. And sometimes we know you're blessed, but how are you really doing? All the way from London. Okay. But this is what I want us to do, is to start to be more honest and more vulnerable, more transparent, if you will, about how you're really doing. This is important for our mental health. It's important for our interpersonal relationships. You can end up pushing yourself away from other people because you're not okay. And then it's almost self-defeating behavior, because you then start telling yourself, well, don't nobody care how I'm doing. When the truth of the matter is, you ain't told nobody how you doing, did you? And I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to myself too. I want y'all to go into your royal family emojis and pull out the mirror. I want y'all to spam the chat with mirrors, because this is an accountability moment. Y'all know anytime it's an accountability moment, I want to see mirrors in the chat. It's very important. Jaded says, I found it easier to lie. People can handle hearing good news. I don't want to burden people, so I respect their boundaries. And I respect that. But what I want us to do is make sure that we put ourselves in situations where we surround ourselves, because you can't always choose family. They show up. We just get who we get, right? You get who you get, and you don't throw a fit. Excuse me, y'all. But when it comes to the people that you choose to be in your circle, make sure that you surround yourself. I don't care if it ain't but with 2 or 3 people, somebody that you feel safe in saying that you're not okay. It is very important to be able to say that you are not okay. Yeah, and you know what, Charles, you're telling the truth. Some people don't care, but it's up to us. That's why I told y'all to put those mirrors in the chat. This is an accountability moment. I want y'all to spam the chat with those royal family mirrors because we have the power to choose the people who are in our circle. We can choose that. That's something we can control. If somebody's not good for you, you can control them all the way to the door. Get them out of your life. You don't have to be bothered. Thank you, Chanel, for your mirrors. Put the mirrors in there. Thank you, Tina. This is an accountability moment. This is a moment for us to take accountability, pay attention. Thank you, Evangelist. Yep, y'all hit me with the mirrors. Thank you, little boss lady. Thank you, DT. The truth of the matter is, thank you, Miss Rochelle, you have the power to choose who is in your circle, who is in your surroundings. You need to make sure that the people you're allowing to be close to you are people that you feel safe, exposing the fact that you are having a vulnerable moment. It's very important. Now, the people that know me know, my daughter can tell you, I have a soft spot, like a mental spot that's very exposed. Soft ain't the word. It's hypersensitive. When I see that somebody is in a spot where you could end up hurting yourself, I had a little cousin that ended up hurting himself, and that messed with me for a while. So I don't like to see people get themselves or paint themselves in corners. That's a trick of the enemy, and don't fall for it. Choose your circle wisely. Don't be the kind of person that goes around bragging, I don't have no friends. I don't want no friends. I don't trust nobody. That's nothing to brag about. It's nothing to brag about. You should be very concerned. You should be concerned, and I'm concerned for you. Okay? It's important that you have people around you that you can trust to expose the fact that you're having a weak moment. When you're not able to say it, you end up you going down the rabbit hole and saying things to yourself like, "Don't nobody care. I'm all alone. I can't explain anything to anybody. They're not going to understand what I'm feeling." And that's when the lies come. That's when it turns into, "Oh, I'm all right. I'm good. I'm good." How many of y'all, let me see a 3 in the chat. If you ever said you were all right, but you went home and you was crying in your bed. Let me see 3s in the chat. If you ever laid up at night crying in your bed by yourself and you thought nobody could hear you, but you were running around telling people you were all right. I see them 3s coming through. Okay, now we get into it. Y'all better tell the truth up in here. This is not healthy, y'all. This isn't healthy. Allow people to care for you. Build your village. Build your village. Kennedy says you're right. Choose wisely because it's extremely hard to open up and trust someone else to help you when you're vulnerable. It is. But let me tell you something. It's very freeing. Ms. G said everyone needs a friend to feed off of energy from others, be it good or bad. Right. And if you don't find good people, you're going to end up with some bad folks around you. And you don't want to trade energy with these people. This is a real moment. I want us to really think about it. That's why I titled this. And I see a whole lot of 3s. I see multiple 3s on some of y'all's answer. On some of these comments, I see multiple 3s. So that means y'all are really engaging in this self-harming behavior, and I want us to do better. Aaron Frazier, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. That means so much to me, and I appreciate you. I really and truly do. The truth of the matter is, y'all, these things are tricks of the enemy. DT, you got a bunch of 3s in there. So now let me ask you this. We go through these moments, and like I said, I'm talking to you, but I got my own mirror. I've done it too. I've engaged in this behavior as well. Now, the reality is that behavior doesn't serve you. When you got through pretending to people that you were okay, and then you ended up crying all night long or getting by yourself and having thoughts of, why am I here? Why am I alive? Feeling like you don't belong anywhere. Those feelings like nobody understands me. You can be in a room full of people and feel like you by yourself. How did that serve you? Little boss lady, thank you so much for the super sticker and thank you for supporting the stream, sis. I appreciate it. Says the strongest ones usually need the most help. It's true because the strongest ones usually ain't that strong. They're just better actors. I'm going to say it again. These people who are labeled the strongest, and I'm doing air quotes, are usually just better actors. They just act better than other people. And MJL, I saw what you said, baby. You can't cry. That's all right. Maybe one of these days you'll be able to open up and do that because I want you to have the ability to cry. I just don't want us to normalize or to keep crying in private. We've already normalized crying in private. When we come out of the house, we got our mask on. We fooling everybody. But yourself. You're not helping yourself. It doesn't help you. Yeah, check on them so-called strong people. They over there giving the performance of their life. And what's horrible is you don't want somebody that you love to give the performance of their life. And you find out one day that they've harmed themselves. Or you find out one day the hard way that they've been suffering for years and just never said nothing to nobody. The baby says, got to pick the right people to open up to. Your strong friends need you the most. They do. And then I'm going to tell you something else that we're doing. While we running around here lying, and I'm using the term lying because that's what you're doing. You're lying. And I was lying. That's why I'm telling you, you're lying. While we running around here lying, trying to put up this facade that is really only this, cheap makeup. It's Walgreens makeup, right? You then have the good nerve to take on everybody else's problems, don't you? So on top of lying and harming yourself, because let me touch on this before I go too much further. As humans, we are built to crave and to need human contact. We're supposed to have contact with other humans. It's a normal thing, y'all. I don't know what happened. Somebody done told somebody something, and they done told somebody else. Hey, Chi-Town. And now we running around here bragging about, I don't need nobody. I can sit by myself. Why the hell are you doing that? It's not normal. Stop it. Cut it out. What's another term for cut it out? Cut the crap. Stop your foolishness. I don't know what else to do. Should I throw a shoe at you? Like they did George Bush. Stop it. It's not normal. You were built to crave and to need human contact. That's one of the things that's listed on the hierarchy of needs. It's very normal. It's normal to need and to want human contact. So don't block yourself off from other human people. Like that's what keeps you human. If you lock a person away from other people, eventually, oh, I didn't mean to be talking about you, girl. How they say, if I step on your toes, stay out, and then let's get better together. Because I've done it. Everything I'm talking about, I've done. I've been guilty of the behavior. So that's why I'm saying, yep, the Walgreens makeup, that cheap stuff, that eyeshadow that look chalky as hell. Like you done took some sidewalk chalk and smeared it on. That's how ridiculous you look. Running around saying you fine when you know good and hell well you are not. That's just how ridiculous you look. You wouldn't buy that cheap mess and smear it on your face and go switching out the house. So stop telling cheap lies and going out in the public and switching out the house, talking about you fine when you're not fine. Human contact is important. Stop pushing yourself away from other humans. If you start locking people away from other humans, if you observe them over time, they will start to pick up strange behaviors. They will start to pick up destructive behaviors. Depression will set in. It is normal to have human contact. It is. But we still have to be dedicated to having healthy human contact. Don't try to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Don't do it. At the end of the day, it's good to help people. It's good to support each other. I was having a chat with one of our good sisters, and she was saying, I hate to say the word empath because it's becoming trendy. And I was just explaining to her that every human is empathic. We were designed that way because we're supposed to have human contact. Being able to feel what someone else is feeling helps us to want to shoulder that person's burdens. That's what makes you feel another person's pain so that you will want to step in and say, let me help you with that. That's why it's very important to choose the people in your circle very carefully. Well, sis, I'm glad we having this conversation. I know it's uncomfortable, but growth is uncomfortable. That's why they call it growing pains. We got to do it, right? It's very important. Karen Fraser said, my pastor told me God told him to tell me he didn't build me to be alone. He didn't. There's no plan anywhere that tells you that you're supposed to be alone, that you're not supposed to have support, love, care, affection, emotion from other people. It's healthy and it's normal. So now that we got that out of the way, I want us to really dig into. Hey, it's first time seeing you here. Beautiful picture. You're very welcome. Let's talk about the fact. Hey, Rara, I ain't see you slip in. Good to see you. The fact that it's important to say how you're really doing. Not only can you get support, not only is it good to have people who care about you to rally around you and give you the affection and the emotion that you need. Not only is it good to be honest, because don't nobody like a liar. Y'all know y'all don't like liars, so don't be one, right? It's also important to do that because it's therapeutic. It's a form of freeing and releasing yourself. When you sit there and you know you're not okay, you know you're feeling depressed, you know you feel disappointed, you know you've tried things and everything you try, it seems not to work. Okay? Yeah, hello there. Happy to see you. Welcome, sister. Okay? You know that you're tired because this is yet another failed relationship. You know that you're stressed out because your husband acting like a goddamn fool. You know you're stressed out because your children act like they ain't got no sense. You tired of them people at the school calling you. You know you're stressed out because you have a strained or a bad relationship with one or both of your parents. And you feel like they don't love you or they're not returning your love the way you're giving it out. But instead of us being honest with the people that we choose carefully in our circle and saying, hey, friend, hey, sister, hey, bruh, hey, cuz, this ain't a good day. I actually ain't been feeling all right for a week or so. And just talking about it and just saying, look, this is what happens. This is what went on. I keep trying to have a relationship with mama, but mama keep hurting my feelings because what I'm saying to her, she's not hearing me. She only wants to insult me. She keeps telling me things about my daddy that don't have nothing to do with me. Those are the things that we need to get out. When you're not able to say those things and speak them outwardly, you are inviting trouble. Stoner Gaming, give me your cash app in the link. I was waiting for you to show your face. Hey, my love. Thank you so much for being here. Put your cash app in the chat so I can pin it at the top so we can celebrate your birthday with you today. Happy, happy birthday. Now, the reality is you have to be able to get things out. It's not healthy to hold them in. You are really setting yourself up. You know, we talked about before that there are spiritual entities at work and at play that actually depend on you hiding what's going on with you. They absolutely cannot do what they want to do to you without agreement. Your fear and sometimes your depression is a form of agreement. Why would you agree with your enemy against your life? You can't do that. That's not what I want to see you do. I want to see you win. Ain't that what Rich Dollars told Olivia? I want to see you win. I want to see you win. We can't do what we're supposed to do. We can't see our fullest potential. We cannot have peace. We cannot have any sort of fulfillment when we're not being honest with ourselves and when we're not letting things out. Always remember, sometimes, y'all, a devil exposed is a devil defeated. Let's be real. A devil exposed is a devil defeated. When you sit there, you welcome, my love. The Cash App is pinned at the top. Y'all, please show love. This is our way as the royal family of pinning $1 on your church. So if y'all got your Cash Apps, show some love. It's Friday. Some of y'all got paid. Y'all show some love to your kin folks now. We don't do the love talk here. Love is an action word. So don't say you love, show your love. Okay? That's what I want. That's what I want us to do. And y'all know we're good at that over here at the royal family, and we're gonna always do it. Let's show our love. Let's do what we do best. Okay? Let's be known for loving and giving and being honest. That form of hurting yourself is the most dangerous. Jaded says, grabs new pair of steel-toed boots. Shanitra's mashing my toes in love. I sure am. I plan to step all across y'all toes because I want us to do better. And I know we can do better. And the thing is, the behavior, it doesn't help us. It doesn't serve us anything. Y'all, I walked around for a lot of years saying I'm fine, trying to prove that I was fine. I was one of the world's best actors. Oh, I'm fine. Ain't nothing wrong with me. And baby, that was a lie. That wasn't nothing but a lie. It was a whole lot wrong with me. I was angry. I had depression. I had confusion. I had a lot of resentment. I had a lot of things that were making me to not be okay. DT is right. If you in here, please hit the like button and look out for your sister, okay? And in all honesty, I did not put the right people in my circle, so I didn't feel safe enough to talk. So then I was sitting there bottling stuff up, still trying to be superwoman. Hey, Deb, and it is important to release. You sure right. Taking on everybody's problems, trying to solve everybody's problems, and people sitting around, oh, I know Nitra got it. I know Hey Girl got it. But in reality, those same people who thought I was the big bad wolf didn't know that it was 2 and 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning when I knew my children were asleep, that I was laying in my bed and I was crying. Now that's just the truth. There was times when I was laying in my bed in the middle of the night, me running around bad enough to whoop a bear, but in the middle of my bed crying because even though I kept saying I was all right, I wasn't all right. So we need to tell ourselves the truth. Hey, Lily. All right. I'm glad you caught it. I'm glad you caught it. So see, that's why I keep telling you when I talk about these subjects and I get into this stuff, I'm not just trying to step on y'all toes. I'm stepping on my own. I still have to catch myself right now because if I'm not careful, I will still go back to the same behaviors. Rah, what happened? Because I saw somebody say congratulations and I couldn't catch it. What did I miss? Okay, here you go. You know I be looking. Your grand opening for your limousine service is today. All right. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Been a little depressed trying to get to this day. Well, I'm glad that you putting it out there, and I want you to be encouraged. Like borrow some of our energy. We got it. All right, all right. M.R. Spiller say check your cash out, Stoner Gaming. Okay. Congratulations to you. But that's why I can talk about these things because these are some of the behaviors that I engaged in. Yes, I engaged in some of those behaviors. And let me say this. Sometimes when you're on, hey Keisha E, yes, my teapot lady, I love you so much. When you engage in some of those behaviors, or you start to feel depressed, or you can start to have some of the worst feelings, some of the worst days in the world, y'all. Sometimes it's right before and right on the precipice of a breakthrough, right on the edge, y'all, on the cliff, and you're on your tippy toes. Sometimes you're feeling that way because you're feeling that pressure. Not all pressure is bad pressure. Sometimes the pressure that you're feeling is a positive pressure. It's positive pressure. But because it's unknown, there's fear involved, you end up embracing that fear, it turns inward. And because you're not expressing it to other people, sometimes the person next to you can help you see yourself clearer than you can see yourself. So open up and talk. You can be on the verge of something wonderful and before you know it, self-doubt will creep in. You'll start questioning your self-worth. You'll start questioning whether you deserve the opportunity that you have. You'll start questioning whether you should be getting the blessing that you're getting. You'll start telling yourself that the blessings you got, you ain't even got no business with them. Like, this shouldn't be me. And you start getting down on yourself and beating yourself up. All the while, the doors are opening. The doors are not going to stop opening because your self-doubt and your own fears and insecurities have come into play. It's not going to happen. The doors are still open. Nobody's going to shut the door to give you time to accept the fact that you're growing. Growth causes these feelings as well. It's not always a feeling of, oh, I'm down and depressed because, this man cheating on me for the 15th time with a bald-headed girl. It's not always that cut and dry. Sometimes you're having all these feelings that may appear to be negative, or they may have a negative stimulus to them, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Okay? That's right. Let's get them negative thoughts away. I'm glad you popped in because this is right on time for you then. Sometimes when we're on the verge, I've known girls who were getting ready to get married, and then they start thinking all this negative stuff because they've seen other people who had marriages that didn't work. So now, boy, it ain't going to work. And what if he do this? And what if he do that? Now you start imagining that you saw him looking at one of the bridesmaids. All kind of foolishness just fill up your head. Or you're in college, you're in school, and you about to finish, and you start getting all these negative feelings because it's from that pressure, the natural pressure. And you start telling yourself, I'm never going to be able to finish this. This is too overwhelming. It's insurmountable. How can I overcome it? It's not going to happen. You turn it inward. You got to be able to speak it out so somebody can help you. You can't do everything by yourself. You might have been born alone, and surely you're going to die alone, but while you're here, you're supposed to be having a human experience with other humans. This is a natural thing. And I want us to normalize. Oh, you got something special coming for Eva. Okay, Eva, you see your cousin sent you a message. I want us to normalize finding good people, aligning ourselves with good people. Hey, Coco C, welcome from London. Align yourself with people that you can trust with your vulnerabilities. You already know if the people around you, if you can't trust them, you already know it. That's why you're not saying nothing. That's why you keep saying you fine when you ain't. That's why you keep lying. Because you know the people you got around you don't mean you well. You know they don't mean you well. You know they don't have your best interest at heart. That's why you won't say anything. So you have to be able to take your time, take your accountability, and take charge and say, you know what? This person may be cool, but I notice every time I got good news, they get quiet. Y'all know the people. They only have a lot to say when you're going through some drama. Like if you're going through drama and you're being mistreated and something crazy is happening to you, then they got a lot to say. Right? But when you start bringing them good news, they get real quiet and they want to get off the phone real quick. You know these people don't mean you well. Some of these people are enemies of progress. DT says, listen, find people who you can trust with your vulnerabilities. That's right. Find the people you can trust. Align yourself with people who mean you well so that you can trust them with your vulnerabilities. Be able to say, hey, this is a bad day. Sometimes, y'all, we don't even know what the problem is. And that's okay too. And if you don't know what the problem is, say that. Say you don't know what the problem is. Lala say, my fiance and I have been going through it in marital counseling this week. Well, it's better y'all go through it in counseling before the wedding than to be going through it after the wedding. So I hope y'all stick in there because we want to hear beautiful stories about a beautiful wedding and then a beautiful marriage. Hang on in there. It's going to be all right. Just, y'all keep doing the work. You're on the right track. Sometimes, y'all, we don't know what's wrong. I know I've been there where I don't know what's wrong. Sometimes we don't have the answers, right? Um, my baby used to sometimes be crying, and I don't know why I'm crying. And then like I had to look back and dig through my head, through my mental Rolodex. And when I was younger, I remember being sad at times, and I didn't know exactly why I was sad. I didn't know exactly why I just started feeling away out of nowhere. Sometimes those are your emotions. Now, I will say this because, sometimes, y'all, we have those talks about the metaphysical. Sometimes those bad feelings are somebody else's emotions that they're trying to press on you. Okay? So be careful of that. We'll talk about that another day. Y'all know we get deep up in here doing our crown sessions. However, I want us to understand that it's okay. Even if you don't know what's wrong with you, even if you don't know why you feel in a way, even if you don't know why you feel sad or why you feel angry, or sometimes we get irritated out of nowhere when now we snapping at everybody, all that foolishness, all the things that we go through as women, as men, as family members, children's wives, mothers, it's normal. We're human. And I keep trying to circle it back around to every single time. Give yourself permission to be human. Give yourself permission. Period. And then I want everybody here to know, like, if you're having a bad day, it's okay for you to come up in here and tell us you're having a bad day. That don't mean come up in here and act crazy. Now, don't do that, please. But and I say that jokingly because sometimes you might feel a little crazy, but it's better to let somebody know you're feeling crazy than to end up hurting yourself or painting yourself in a corner. Now, let me see what y'all talking about. Diamond Pearl Jim said you have to have at least one person you can confide in. I have three because I met them at different times in my life. They provide support for different circumstances. That's true. You may have one friend that's real good to listen to one type of problem, and one good friend that's good at listening to another type of problem. But just make sure you establish those support systems. Darren says, journal writing always helps me work out emotions I can't understand. Very true. Ialode says, they're so supportive when you're going through ish, but when your situation turns for the better, they're not interested in what you have. Girl, they would shorten that conversation so quick and be off the phone. I'm telling you, girl, those are the ones I call enemies of progress. They're okay with you as long as you're miserable. As long as you're miserable, they're all right with that. Hey, fun flaws. They happy with you being miserable. But you mess around and make too many calls where you actually giving a praise report. And you like, well, girl, I got this job. Child, I done lost 10 pounds by accident. Girl, I mess around and I had money put up. I didn't even know I had hid that money and I found that money. You start talking about the good things going on in your life. And usually you'll find out real quick who's an enemy of your progress. Dev says, music helps connect with my emotions. Me too. I like music. I definitely do. Sometimes music is a good release as well. But whatever the case may be, when I ask the question on the title of this video, how are you really doing? I want y'all to tell me how you really doing. Find those tools. Like Deb said, the music. Baby girl up top said the journal. Stoner Gaming is saying the graphics help with the release. Whatever tool you find, that's good. Have those tools because I want you to be healthy. Healthy is not just a word; it's a lifestyle. It's a series of choices that you have to make, and you make them with the direct intent of being healthy, not just physically, but also mentally. DT says, I have my blood sisters who are always supportive of me and a friend circle, which includes two of my cousins on top of yourself and the royal family here, Shanitra. Awesome. Now that's what I like to hear. And I understand that there's some people who don't have those support systems in place. And I feel bad when I hear it, but I also understand it. I came out of a family situation where I didn't always have the best support. I had a dad that was my support. And there were some times because I was not being honest with myself, he saw things that was wrong with me, y'all. And he would try to point it out to me, and I would get mad at him and be irritated because he was trying to make me tell the truth that I really wasn't okay. And I would be upset and snapping it short with him because I didn't want him to, to make me face the fact that I really was not okay and that things were not okay when he was trying to make me take charge of myself and make choices to control what was really happening for myself. So you gotta allow yourself to listen to the people who really care about you, who mean well for you. Okay? Talandria says, it's hard after you lose a loved one, spouse, friend, best friend, but don't disconnect and reconnect with someone that is willing to listen judgmentally and unapologetically. Yep, reconnect with somebody who will do that. And sometimes it may take time. I'm not saying you can just go to Walmart and pick up one off the shelf. It ain't always possible to do it like that. But I'm here to tell you one of the easiest ways to find people who are truly genuine and authentic and really want to be where you are and want to be a part of your circle. One of the easiest ways for that to happen is for you to start to be honest. Honesty is everything. Hold on. Chi-Town say, Shanitra, I finally got the mister to sit down and listen to you today. I'm so happy you did. I'm so happy you did. Yeah, you're gonna find that when you go on those journeys, the spiritual journeys, as you put it, and reconnecting with yourself, right? And you start to be honest. If y'all remember, I said before, when you are your authentic self, you will attract your tribe. When you are your authentic self, you will attract your tribe. There's an old saying that water seeks its own level. Okay? Yes, I did, Mace. I'm gonna call you too. I just got caught up on the phone and couldn't quit running my mouth. But I'm gonna call you in a little bit. The truth of the matter is, when you start to connect with yourself, be more honest with yourself, be more honest in your communications with the outside world. And that's not even always telling people all your business, but just being honest in your communications and how you project in the world. You begin to attract the people who are like you. Okay? And that's the thing. A lot of times we have bad people, that ridiculous word, toxic people around us because we have not been our authentic selves. We've been walking around with masks on. We've been walking around with defenses up. We've been putting on performances and these caricatures of what we think people expect us to be or what we think we should be rather than who we really are. So instead of attracting your tribe, you're attracting some weird quasi social group based on a fallacy, based on the masquerade. These people don't even know you, they ain't never met you. Like we were talking about Bubba Sparks on Potomac and her situation, not to get into the gossip side of things, but I want to use her as an example because it's a perfect characterization, a perfect example of what happens when people don't know who the hell you are. This young woman, and I do say young woman because she's in her 30s, this young woman walked into a situation in front of the entire world stage as a caricature. She behaved like someone she thought we wanted to see. This is it. I'm going to show them, the successful Black woman, and I do this and I don't do that, and I talk like this and I walk like that. And then when it was not well received and she was not able to attract her tribe, now she's come back as Bubba Sparks. And now we're getting another caricature. We're not getting the real person. So then we can joke about it, but I want us to be able to look at these things, even in television and arts and film, and start to draw parallels and make sure that we don't have some of those same self-harming and self-defeating behaviors. Healthier you with Mel says, love you, says, I love you right back. Thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you for supporting the stream. But yeah, like we have to draw the parallels. Like we shouldn't watch television just to be entertained. We should be watching analytically sometimes, and sometimes with the mirror up in front of ourselves to make sure that we're not doing some of the same things. We don't have to be caricatures of ourselves. It's not necessary. M.R. Spiller, thank you so much for the Cash App and thank you for supporting the stream. You always sneak one in on me and I appreciate you. I love you. I really appreciate it. So this is the thing, y'all. One, let's start looking at our takeaways from our crown therapy today. Let's look at our takeaways. What can we take away from this conversation, from this little session that we've had with family? One, we got to make sure that we recognize and know the difference between chronic complaining, people who chase sympathy, and those vampiric behaviors and attitudes from actually just being honest about how we're feeling. Because, like we said, we can all identify those types of personalities in our circles, in our lives, and even in our families, unfortunately. But we want to also draw that parallel and make sure that we're not exhibiting those behaviors either. So we can take that away. And now that we got that out of the way, now we know that it's important for us to be very honest about how we actually feel and make sure that we have garnered a friend group, a support system that we can trust with our vulnerabilities. And I want us to also take away from this therapy, this crown therapy, one of our moments to make ourselves feel more beautiful, that we have the power to determine who's in our support system, who's in our support circle. We have the power to determine and to grab people and to align ourselves with people who we can trust. You can't trust everybody, and people are so quick. Oh, you can't trust everybody. You're right. You're absolutely correct. But I want you to start looking in that mirror and asking yourself, why is it that you can't trust nobody around you? What are you doing to attract people that you can't trust? Have you failed to be your authentic self so much? And this is not an accusation, but it's a question. Have you failed to be your authentic self so much that you have attracted people that do not align with who you are because you've never shown people who you are? Let's make sure we're doing the right thing so that we actually attract people who are like us. Always remember, water seeks its own level. When you're not yourself, you may be as deep and vast as the ocean, as the Challenger Deep. But because you're not showing yourself, you keep attracting mud puddle personalities. You keep attracting pond and retention pond personalities because you're not showing who you actually are. So let's make sure that we're being honest in our dealings and interactions with people so that we can attract our tribe. And then after we attract good people and we have good people in our circle, right? Let's make sure that we are trusting them enough and trusting our judgment and our selection process enough that we're being honest, that when we're not doing well, that we say it. It's important. It's important to get it out there because somebody may be able to help you. If they can't help you, sometimes you just may need a hug. You just may need somebody to listen and understand and say, I love you and I'm here for you. You may need somebody to help you understand that, girl, you tripping. You're just on the verge of a breakthrough. You're feeling self-doubt and insecurities because you've had so many failures. Nothing bad is going to happen. Walk into your purpose, sis. It could be any number of things. But you have to trust the people around you to be your support system. Be honest. Please stop saying you okay when you know you lying. Okay? I want y'all to quit lying. That's a lie. Stop saying you all right. If you know you feeling bad, say something. Reach out. I mean it. And more than anything, when you all come in here for crown chats, crown therapy, I don't care if it's a front porch night and we're in here clowning and cutting up. Y'all know I will cut off the laughter in a minute if something serious is happening. We're building a community here. So if you need to reach out and say, y'all, I'm in trouble. I'm grieving. I'm upset. This man done pissed me off. These children crazy as hell. Say it. Speak it out. Ain't no judgment here. Let people help you. Let your community do what a community was actually designed to do. So that's the takeaways. I hope that you all can take that away from this conversation. And that way, you know, feeling beautiful and feeling more beautiful is not always about our faces or whatever. Sometimes it's about your attitude. Okay? Sometimes you want to feel beautiful on the inside. Y'all know sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, we can be some dressed up messes. We can look absolutely fabulous On the outside, you can be creased up and clean. You can sit up and you can have your hair fried, lied, and laid to the side. You can have $300 sets of nails on your hand, brand new pedicure with gel and shellac on your toes, and on the inside, you feel ugly as hell. And a lot of times that feeling ugly, it comes from the inside because we are not interacting with other humans the way we need to, and because we're not building our social circles with people we can trust, and then because we're not being honest and opening up about the things that are really bothering us, the things that are really eating at us on the inside. And I want us to be okay. I want us to be okay. I don't want us to be walking around talking about, oh, I'm all right, and then laying up in the middle of your bed at 2:30 in the morning crying and hollering, snotting going on, crying till you got a headache. Y'all know what I'm talking about because some of y'all done it. Ugly crying. To the back of your throat feel raspy. This is not something that you have to do to yourself. And I don't want us to do it. And I know it's a real thing because I've done it. I'm telling you first and last, I've done it. All right, sis, what you say? You say you are sick of black men sexualizing me all day. It's exhausting. And you know what? It can be exhausting. It can be a lot. And a lot of people don't allow us to say that. If you go in certain circles and you say it, they're like, oh, she bragging. Oh, she likes the attention. I know exactly what you're saying, sis, and you got every right to be tired of it. It doesn't make you feel safe. It doesn't make you feel good. It doesn't feed your soul in any way. Yes, it's nothing wrong with saying I'm not okay. And I want us to normalize doing that. And I want us to normalize being our sister's keeper. When your sister tells you she's not okay or something is hurting her, let's acknowledge it. Let's own it. Let's protect her right to say it. Our sis says pristine on the outside, a mess on the inside. It's true. Hollow inside. Ooh, that's a good word for it. Yep, they don't allow you to say it. They don't allow you to say it. And then, because, that's something I'm going to talk about one day, but I call that the pretty tax. It's the pretty tax. And the reason I call it the pretty tax is if you're considered pretty or desirable based on desirability politics, when you're going through something that hurts you or you're being objectified by the opposite sex or things like of that nature are happening, the women who don't feel very confident with themselves at times, and I'm speaking on women because I am one, sometimes they can be insensitive and want you to just be quiet because the thing that you're suffering through may be the very thing that they covet. Okay. And that's not for us to be at each other's throats, but it's just so we can understand where our sisters have deficits. And when we see them with that behavior, let's try to be patient with them. Let's try to be loving if we can, but understand that that's where it's coming from. They can't identify with what you're going through, but just continue to be your authentic self. And you're going to find people that care enough about you that allow you the space to be yourself and talk about what's happening to you and how you feel about it. It can be frightening to feel like you're being sexualized. It's very frightening. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. Very uncomfortable. And that in itself can cause insecurities. There are beautiful women out there that can't have relationships because you don't know whether this man is actually interested in you or he just wants a piece of you. I ain't gonna get off into it too much, but it's the truth. And we got some beautiful sisters up in here. So I know y'all know what I'm talking about. And y'all know what Tracy's talking about. Lala says, I'm not okay right now, but I'm going to do the work and make sure I will be. I know you will. I trust that you will. And if you and that young man, y'all love each other, y'all just work together and just continue to be honest and open up about everything. Anything that you holding back because you think it's going to hurt his feelings, let it on out. Yeah, that's exactly what it would do. And it'll keep you from living your life out in the open for fear that you're going to be objectified by men and attacked by your sisters. I understand. I get it. I do. Wagon 50 says, Shanitra, I tried so hard not to like you, but you grew on me. I really love and appreciate your lives and what you do for the community. Okay. Well, you sure welcome. I don't know why you tried not to like me, but you welcome here any day, anytime. You just come on and help yourself. But the reality is we have to have the conversations. We have to be able to trust people, become a part of a community that will allow you to say what you need to say and will understand with you, even if they can't understand, on a level that they've been through it. They should be able to understand or at least empathize with how you feel. It's important, y'all. It's important. That's right. We gonna send you lots of support, la, because I know you guys can push through it. I know y'all can do the work. I'm glad, girl. I'm glad. We have to do it. Now you see your sister saying she's here for you. Listen, y'all better exchange Instagram information. That's something else that I want to encourage y'all to do. If you got a sister here that you meet up with here every day and y'all talk all the time, right? There is no reason for you. Miss Sparkle, thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. She says, thank you for this powerful platform. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you guys doing every little thing you can to help out. It means a lot to me. Make no mistake about it. It's not lost on me. But y'all exchange your information. Y'all talk all the time in this chat. I see y'all. Y'all holler at each other like y'all good girlfriends and you stay down the street. Y'all exchange Instagram info so y'all can keep in touch. If your sister going through something, reach out. If you need to reach out and y'all talk all the time in here, talk out of there. This is not a place where I'm going to be like, oh, don't be putting your Instagram in the chat and whatever. I don't care what you put in the chat. Okay? Put whatever you got to put in the chat. Because if we don't normalize being our sister's keeper, not just protecting your sister, but protecting your sister's voice and her feelings, we're gonna all end up in a world of trouble. Wagon 50 says, Shanitra, life has a way of humbling people, and life sure did humble me. I'm appreciative of you. You might have just saved my life with your realness. You're more powerful than you know. Thank you for that. Listen, don't put my eyelashes in danger. Y'all know I've been crack these things off. I appreciate you saying so, and I appreciate you reaching out. And I want you to know that you're powerful too. There's nothing more powerful than a Black woman. So listen, always know and understand. I'm always telling you all are a miracle. You are a miracle. The fact that we still here, that we can still get dressed up, and when we feel like crying on the inside, it's a miracle that we can raise children. And y'all ever look at your kids and be like, dang, these kids came out pretty good for having a crazy mama. Sometimes we feel like, I know me, I used to wonder, do my children know how crazy their mama is? Yes. So we go through a lot, and with everything that we go through and everything that we suffer, everything that we internalize, and we take the whole world on our shoulders, the fact that we can stand up and still strut like we strut, put on them stilettos and put on the show, even though that show ain't no good sometimes. You know how we say we okay when we not, hint, hint. We're powerful women. And I want us to walk and live in that power and not be living in the shadows. MJL says, I'm a hospice volunteer and volunteer with animals, etc. But find it hard to complain about anything. Girl, stop looking at it as complaining. Sometimes you're just giving a voice to what you're feeling. A lot of times we have a hard time talking about what we're going through because the things that we suffer have been, if we speak out about what we're going through and what we're feeling, it's labeled as complaining. You're not complaining. I'm glad. I'm glad, sis. I'm so glad. That's right. Nothing more powerful than your sisters. Start to see yourself in your sister, and then you'll start to love your sister better. You'll protect her better when you can see yourself in her. You got to see yourself in your sister, and allow her to, and allow you all to. You have to allow each other to exchange that energy. You're gonna have days when you don't feel your strongest. Y'all know I have days like that, and I'll tell you, I don't feel strong today, and it is what it is. And I'm so grateful because every time I feel like I'm not my strongest, y'all jump right in as my sisters and like, oh no, sis, you're okay. You're beautiful. You're strong. We need you. We love you. And sometimes those encouraging words is just enough to be able to pick me up, and I can get right on in here with y'all and we can talk. And yes, speak up unapologetically. And it helps me to be able to talk and keep y'all laughing and going on. Yes, we show hope where I can fit to come back. Hurry up and come back. You're welcome here. Solandria says, you're all beautiful, my sisters. We all have different walks of life, different education, but when we need each other, we know how to come together. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Thank you, Melody. Stoner Gaming says, I worked at a retirement home for 12 years, and I saw things that made me fall into depression. But I soon realized that some of the people I took care of would have had bad days if I wasn't there. That's right. Hey, Miss GJ. Yes. Lala says, I have so much love for y'all. Thank you. Oh, thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's right. We need each other, and it's okay to say we need each other. It's okay to say we need support, and we definitely have to give our support. So, like I said, if y'all know you've been sitting up here talking with your sister, y'all know each other's. I watch y'all. Y'all think I don't be seeing. I see. Some of y'all hit the chat. Before you holler at everybody, you got one or two sisters you holler at first. Y'all exchange information so y'all can talk to each other, support each other. It's okay. This is what we need. Sometimes, y'all, all we got is each other. We can't count on the men. Y'all know that. Candace say, it took me years to find out who is Candace. Now, these days, I come first. That's right. That's right. DT says, thank you all so much for supporting Shanitra's video today for Crown Chats. We got 121 people liking this video. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all hitting that like button. I be here just begging for likes, but I appreciate you because y'all always come through and hit a girl with a like button. Yep, share the video if you get an opportunity or if you know somebody that can benefit from it. Lily is putting her Instagram now. If y'all want to reach out to Lily, go follow Lily on Instagram. Because she's your sister and she's letting you know she's welcoming. Y'all can follow her. Y'all can engage together. Please make sure you do little things like that. It's the little things that matter. Always remember the little things you do for somebody can mean a whole lot. It can be huge for somebody else. It can be huge for somebody else. You never know how that hug or an encouraging word can change somebody's whole day around. So make sure that you do it. Miss Juicy Couture, oh, what a pretty picture. She's so gorgeous. She said, I love how much positivity you put out into your people. You know we don't have that nowadays. It's very genuine and uplifting. I love your spirit. Thank you so much. I love you back. I love you back. I love you back. I love you back. Wow. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And this is what I want to put out there because I want to remind you all of our upcoming events. It is very important, okay? Because I want us to be able to have our outings. Y'all know we do our little outings on Zoom now, and I like that. But sometimes we need to get off from YouTube. YouTube is not our master. YouTube don't own us. YouTube ain't finna be telling us what to say and what to do all the time. So we did our first movie night a little bit ago. JC is our entertainment coordinator, and she did a phenomenal job. Y'all know she did. We went and we watched Tuan Fu over on the Zoom. We had a great movie night, right? So this week, not this week, this month on the 27th, later in the month, because that was an August movie too. So later this month on August 27th, we're going to be watching a movie. Those of you all who are channel members, if you are a Royal Family member, please take yourself over to the community tab and vote for the movie. Again, I say right now, it looked like, hey, Demi P, it looked like to me Harlem Nights is winning the movie vote. Now, if you don't want to see Harlem Nights, you better vote. Okay? And Keisha is showing y'all her Instagram too, so make sure you follow her. Candace Lane, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. She says, just sending a little support. I appreciate it. It means a lot. It means a whole heap. And I appreciate it. So y'all make sure you go vote for movie night. Be aware it's going to be the same setup that it was last time. It is for Royal Family members only. If those of you who want to become Royal Family members, the link for membership is in the description box below. Join the channel so you can become a family member, so you can take part in all the events that are coming up. Because we always have good ones, and I don't want you to miss out on anything. Okay? Because you don't want to come back in here and hear us talking about something, and you don't know what we're talking about. Now, Miss GJ, all you got to do is go to the actual channel. One of y'all in the chat, explain to her how to do it, if you will. If you go to this video, like right under my video, if you click on my face, it should take you to the main page for this channel, and then at the top you should look for the word community and click it, and that'll get you to the tab. Okay, so you can scroll down to the poll for the movies and vote. But if I'm not describing it well, one of y'all type it for her, please, so she'll be able to get it done. But yeah, when those events come up like that, you don't want to miss out, and we sitting up laughing and kikiing about what happened at the movie or what have you, and you don't know what happened because you weren't there. So you don't want to do that, though. You don't want to miss out. Also, coming up on the 29th of this month, we have the Royal Talent Fest. I will be announcing it probably periodically, maybe every single day up until that time. Those of you who want to participate, please, if you are a family member, go to the community tab and scroll to the flyer for the Talent Fest, and make sure you comment under that post and say either I'm in, or I will be competing, or I'm competing, something to indicate that you will be in the contest so that I can add your name to the list. If I do not have your name, I cannot entertain you on that evening, because I have to have things orderly, because there are cash prizes being given out. We are not just opening this up to the royal family. It's also open up to all of our sister channels, okay, for their members only, okay? So when it comes time for that, first prize is going to be $250. Second prize is $150. Third prize is $75. And fourth prize is $25. Whatever your talent is, you are welcome to participate, whether it's singing, dancing, shucking corn, shelling peas, if you can hog call, if you play the harmonica, if you do ham bone, if you jump hopscotch, if you do poetry, if you rap. I don't care if you yodel or you river dance, whatever you can do. Make sure that if you're going to compete, that you go to the community tab, Royal Family Members, and put yourself down as a competitor. Let me know that you're competing, or that you'll just say, I'm in, so that I can add your name to the list of people who are competing. That is very, very important. And y'all, let's please be mindful of it. I don't want you to miss out, because it's going to be a good time. And like I said, I'm opening it up to other channels, but I would love to see the royal family take every single one of those prizes. That would tickle me to the core. Okay? So with that being said, I think I've covered everything. You know, as we say, all hearts clear. And y'all think of anything else that I did not cover? Just another brief reminder. If you are a royal family member and your birthday is coming up, and you have not hit me up on the email or Instagram inbox, I would ask you one more time to please do so. Please give me your information on the email, which is Shanitra@fieldsdaughter.com, on Instagram at Shanitra_royal. Make sure that you send me your birthday so we can add you to the calendar, so that we can celebrate your birthday, just like we did for Stoner Gaming. We're going to push your cash app, we're going to pin it at the top, and allow your family to show you some love and pin some money on you. And it's just our small way, or our small token of telling you that we love you and we want to wish you a happy birthday. So with that being said, I'm going to get on up off here, y'all, because we had a late night last night on the porch, and we had us a good time, didn't we, y'all? We cut the fool and clown and laughed and cackled and kikied all late into the night. So, and I done been on here twice with y'all today, okay? And I enjoyed you all so, so much. I really did. So we'll be back on the front porch tomorrow. We're going to have some more front porch gossip. We're going to sit up like family, drink our lemonade, get your Uber Eats, your chicken wings, whatever it is. And we're going to sit up there, and we're going to have us a little more fun, laughing and talking and cutting up and clowning as a family like we do. Y'all know how we do. In the meanwhile, y'all have a great Friday. Enjoy yourselves. If y'all going out tonight, please behave yourself. Be careful. If you got a drink, please drink responsibly. Call an Uber if you think you can't drive. If you're not sure, or you misplace your wallet, If you need an Uber home, I would rather you call me and let me call you an Uber. Don't put yourself in no trouble. Be careful. You all stay encouraged, and most of all, encourage somebody else. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow on the front porch. Bye, y'all.